Okay, so Benicio, you play the titular Sicario, which was a term that I had never heard before going into the movie. I was just wondering what kind of research goes into a part like this?
Well, you want to know a little bit about what's going on, and you want to, like, if you can, you got to meet people that have worked that world, and have, so that's what you do. I've had the experience. I've been lucky because I've worked on films, some films before that take place in that drug wars, and so I've met friends. I got good friends that are DEAs that know this world. That's their life. That's their experience. So it was easy for me to pick up the phone and call a couple of friends, have a couple of beers, and really talk about this and really learn, from the real people who are fighting that war.
You spoke about having worked in other films that took place in that world. In some ways, to me, it felt almost like the dark side to what happened to your character in Traffic after taking a stand, in that they were both kind of intellectual guys with a lot of character that took stands and paid a terrible price. What do you think is the cost of that for somebody like this, like your character in the movie, an intellectual and someone who tried to do the right thing, but then had to basically become an animal?
Yeah, I think my character, I don't think in the character of Traffic has a chance to become an animal, but this guy when we come to him, he's already got that animal in him, I think, but I do think that there's a through line, perhaps. But they're different movies. They're in my opinion, they're different characters as well. This one is he's playing with he's Mexican, but he's playing with the other team.
Sure.
Which would be the CIA in this case, in order to get the objective. And there was an interesting scene in Traffic where I think, where he gives information. And he goes, I feel like a traitor. Well, the times have changed. This guy now is playing with the CIA. But that's, I don't want you gotta go see, okay, let's go.
Well, one thing that I've always really liked about your performances, going back all the way to Usual Suspects, actually back to License to Kill even, is that you always bring in really kind of cool, interesting character tics and moments. And there's stuff like that in the movie where he gently folds his jacket and putting it away. Is that something that you try to integrate into all your parts to make him feel a little more lived in, a little more like a real person?
I used to try to force it. When I first started, I would perhaps feel like now I don't force it. Now if it's open, I do it. But try to make it happen organically. And I kind of like that moment too, where when he puts he packs his jacket, because and I'm glad that made it into the final movie. It's a moment I like.